Hello, my friends. Welcome back to my channel and part 3 of Ravenheart. This coloring page is available in my Etsy shop, and the link to that page is down in the description box below. So I thought we would do the Raven and then keep on going as far as we can get in about an hour and a half today, and we'll see where we end up. So I have pulled out the colors for it. We're going to be using white. We're going to be using possibly 30% cool gray. I'm not positive about that one. Then we have Dioxazine Purple, Indigo Blue, my black, which is the Farben black, but you can use any black that you prefer, black grape, and ultramarine. So, yeah, let's dig in. I am not positive about where I want to start. Though. I guess I'll start on the beak. Yeah, so let's do that. I don't know why I'm not apprehensive. I'm like feeling like, how do I do this? Sometimes doing a page a second time, you know, you want it to come out and look just like the first version that I did, but when I did it, there was no grayscale, so I'm kind of experimenting as I go here. Okay, let's put some, you know what, I am going to use the 30% cool gray. Let's use a little bit of that. We can always darken it if we need to. I'm going to put a tiny little bit of this Dioxazine Purple on the end. Some more black. Let's use, you know, I think I'm going to pull out a little bit darker of a gray as well. So let's try some 70% cool gray. I know this seems like I'm using way more pencils than I need to on just this beak, but all right, let's move on. So I'm going to use my white to kind of establish some of these feathers. We'll start there. Let's put some ultramarine. Let's see, do I want indigo or ultramarine? I don't know. I'm just going to glaze some of this indigo blue. And when I say glaze, I mean I'm just going to gently brush some of this color over the top. I don't think I got enough white in right there. Get these little feathers so they're popping. If you are doing this on white paper, I would just start going for the color, because you don't really need I don't think you really need to add the white first. And then I think I will do a little bit of the Dioxazine Purple as well. And let's do some of this on the top of his head. So for a long time I've had, and then I'm going to put some black in. Since my grandson was born, I took a, basically, actually it was a big giant white quilt, but you know, it looked good. You couldn't tell it was a big white quilt, but I put it in the window behind the curtains, in the front window, so that Cooper couldn't see outside and wouldn't bark at every little thing that walked by or drove by, because it was, you know, loud, and I didn't want him waking up the baby. I'm gonna put this eye in here right now. So my grandson Silas is now a year and a half, and he's very used to sounds and noises. So he's, you know, he takes his nap and he sleeps just fine with you know, with noises in the house. So I took the curtain down, because having that you know, basically was like a blackout curtain. Having that in that front window made that room really, really dark. Even though it was a white curtain, so it lets, you know, some light in, but it still, you know, made the room quite dark. So I finally took the drape, the quilt down, and the room is all full of nice, you know, it's so nice because it's full of natural light, and I love natural light. My house is an older house, and being in the desert, the way that they, you know, back in the 70s, it's like a, you know, from the 70s, it's not a vintage home or anything, an antique home, but the way that they combated the heat before, you know, back then air conditioning probably wasn't quite as energy efficient and all that. So the way that they combated that was that they made the houses rather dark. They didn't have a lot of bright windows, you know, big windows in the older homes. So my house is pretty dark. So I got to try and preserve as much light as I possibly can. Okay, this is Dioxazine Purple. And again, I'm pretty much just really lightly adding some purple over these feathers. some more black. So anyway, now that the curtain is gone, I'm back to listening to Cooper bark at every little every little thing that happens out front. His ears are great, so the curtain didn't prevent everything because he can hear a lot of stuff, and I'm like, what the heck is he possibly barking at? Because I have a window in my studio that I can look out and, you know, see the street. So he starts barking, and I look out the window, and I'm like, there's nothing there. What the heck are you barking at? But he hears stuff that okay, so the crows, for these feathers are looking a little bit too, they're a little too bright. So I want to see what happens if I blend this out a little bit. That's better. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of blue. There's probably more color in him that I'm putting in than would actually be in. But if the bird was in the right kind of light and that light was hitting his black feathers, they'd be shining, and they'd be shining in blues and purples and stuff. So that's kind of what I was going for here. Bit of, maybe a little bit more purple, Dioxazine Purple. And ultramarine blue. I want a little bit more black in here. All right, let's do these. And I think instead of using white, I'm going to use my 30% cool gray. I'm just going to put a little bit of it on top of these because I want them to show. And then I think let's do Indigo Blue. just a little hint of the Dioxazine Purple. See, I like it. I like what happens when I blend because it kind of like makes everything look soft and fluffy, which is to me what a bird would look like. A little soft and fluffy. All right, I'm gonna go straight for the Dioxazine Purple, I think, here. Oh, I'm starting to second guess myself if I should have put some. Well, let's just see what happens if I put some white now on top. There we go. Yeah. Okay, and then some black. All right, let's do some Indigo Blue. And Dioxazine Purple. And then the white. Oops. All right, that looks a little bit messy to me, so let's see what we can do to fix that. need some more definition in these feathers. Darn it. Sorry guys, I must be working with a heavy hand. So if you do like I did just now, and you are working and you feel like you just kind of covered up the lines of what you were working on, I've decided to start including in my, okay, now black, in my in the PDF of my pages, I'm going to start including a colored version, the colored version of the page that I did, so that you have a colored reference to refer to, either for color inspiration or for a little bit more guidance in when you're working, when something like what I just did happened, and all of a sudden you go, oops, wait a minute, I've completely covered up what I am supposed to be doing, which that can happen. So this way, if we have a, I'm hoping that if there's a colored version right there in the PDF for you guys, that you have that to use as reference, right? Whether it's on your, computer, tablet, or whatever you use, or if it's, if you want to print it, however you work, and then hopefully you can refer back to that and see what you need to do to fix things. So see, all I've really been doing in here just now is kind of coming in and defining the feathers a little bit more, because when I when I did what I did, I kind of covered up what I was trying to achieve. All right, I'm going to do a little bit of gray right here. And indigo blue. Do some 30%, right? 30? Yes, 30% cool gray. I'm going to do that here. And I think just black. Just something about what I did here on this wing that I'm not happy with. right, let's get some, let's get some, oops. Let's just do some, what is this, 70%? I don't know if I want that or not. Let's see. If we go over it with black. I want his chest to be black, but I don't want it to be solid black. I'm gonna need to add some more black into his wing here. I gotta keep going on this for a little bit. I think I put too much color. Sometimes those things happen. I'm not perfect. Yeah, I don't know. What did I do? I don't know. It's not, well, I'm just gonna keep going. It's not terrible. It's just not as good as my original, that's all. That's I liked the way it came out the first time. One thing about about dark birds is that there's that fine line between between too dark and too light. You want things to show up. You don't want just a solid black. Bird, because that's not attractive. I'm almost thinking that I have too much purple in that too, so I'm just gonna, I don't know if this is the right thing to do or not. I'm going to add a little bit of this indigo blue on his chest too. All right, I'm going to use the dark gray, the 70%. For my kind of like highlighty bits, because I don't want it to be too light. I just want it to not be solid black. All right, I'm gonna bring some more black in here. I feel like there's too much. He's starting to look better. So I'm putting the dark underneath the little kind of points of the feathers. Because I don't want to completely lose all the definition of those. Feathers. So kind of like with hair, your darkness goes up into the points of the feathers. Okay, I'm feeling better. All right, let's do the feet. I'm going to let's take our white. Just go over these little lines here. It's sharp, so don't press too hard. Then I'm going to use the 70% cool gray. And try and concentrate most of the color on the lower half of the talon. I'm going to use my white and just put a touch down the center of each of the claws. That one's under her hair, and that one is kind of hiding behind her shoulder. So, and then we're going to put be gentle, be light, because you really don't want, you know, to hide the claws, the talons very much. You want them to just show. And then I'm going to come in here again with some black. If you don't want to use my reference, my picture as reference, just Google, you know, ravens. Sometimes I even Google raven feet, you know, raven talons, and you can get all kinds of really detailed pictures of different things to help you. All right, I think I'm going to use some 30% cool. Kind of right on top. All right. I think for now, I think he's good. I might come back in later and do a little bit more work on him after I get the background in, but for now I'm good with this, I think. Maybe more black. If you keep your strokes, you know, straight and feathery, in this case, rather than the swirly ones that we do for skin, it'll help with the texture of the feathers. All right, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. All right, let's do the flowers. So these are Christmas. Are they Christmas? It's a hellebore. And I think when I was searching for images, it said something about a Christmas hellebore, but hell, I'm Googling it right now so I can see. Yeah, and they come in all different colors, from deep purples to burgundies, all different colors. So the one that I picked had a fabulous rich purples and pinks and oranges in it. So that's those are the colors that I went with, because that was the color scheme that I wanted to do for the page. So let me pull out the colors that I used for that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have a little bit of lime peel for the center of the flower. I have my ultramarine. I've got Dahlia Purple, dark purple, the Dioxazine Purple again, white and pale Vermillion. So, and then we'll do the leaves. We'll do the leaves too, but for right now, I think I'm feeling like I want to work on the flowers. So to start with, I'm going to, we can always use some white Posca in the end, but I think I'm just going to take some white and put it down in the center for some of these little stamens is what they're called. So I just want some of these to kind of have some white there. So these are all, there's actually a lot of these. All right, we can always go over that with some Posca later if we want to. And then I'm going to put some lime peel down here. If you're working on white paper, I mean, you could put the white down anyway to kind of act as a resist. So that seemed to work pretty well there. All right, now I'm going to take some dark purple. And that's going to go kind of in the deepest part of the flower. I might even add some black in there too. Now Now this, I don't think I'm going to do any blending on in the center here because I really don't want it to, I don't want the purples to bleed into the white. Alrighty, and away we go. So I think I'll pull all my purples, get those into my hand first. I may go ahead and add a little bit of white just on the very tip of this petal. So again, it's almost like I'm doing this from scratch from the beginning because I don't, you know, remember exactly how I did it. I think I'm going to do ultramarine down here at the bottom. All right, scratch that. Let's do dark purple. Okay, so I'm going very lightly with the dark purple. I want to build up my colors. There we go. So we use Dioxazine Purple and dark purple, I think. And then the Dahlia Purple. Really like Dahlia Purple. It's a great color. I'm going to put some of that in here too. So I'm curious about something, so I'm going to try it. So I've been playing around with using these paper stumps on skin tones and stuff, and they seem to work pretty well. So I want to see what happens if I use this paper stump here. I've got, I wouldn't say a ton of color down, but I had some color down, and that did a really nice job of blending those colors. I'm actually pretty happy with that. I might utilize this paper stump to do my blending instead of the Caran d'Ache blender and kind of see how I feel about it. So I'm going to add a little bit more white on the tip here. All right, let's work this center area first. So Dioxazine Purple first, and I'm not pressing down hard. I want these colors to kind of blend into each other. So Dioxazine Purple, some dark purple, maybe some white. And some Dahlia Purple. And some more white. Maybe I'll use the white to blend the lightest areas. I want a little bit more dioxazine purple down here. That is what that is, right? Yep. Okay, so now I'm curious what happens if I use the blender. Yeah, so the blender does do a much better job of blending. I can tell you that right now. And using the stump, there was still some a little bit of graininess kind of visible when I used the stump, and then when I took the colorless blender on top, it really blended it a lot better. So you know, they have their places, their good points, and their you know, not so good points, I guess. So anyway, sometimes it's fun to use other things, experiment and such. So I'm gonna just, this is the leaf kind of flipped up. This is the underside of this one. All right, so dioxazine purple. Dark purple. Let's do some Dahlia purple. And then I want to darken this. All right. I think what I like about the stump is that it's not adding any extra wax to what I'm working on. So it kind of gives me that preliminary blend without me adding unnecessary wax, without me adding unnecessary wax to the mix. So I'm gonna come up here now. Dark, no, this is Dahlia. No, this is dark. Dark purple. All right, so we have this. Let me just define this. This petal right here, this is part of this clump of flowers. So we'll just, so that was the dioxazine purple, and then we'll put a little bit of white on top. All right, so then now we know that these belong to this flower. So let's do Dahlia Purple. And then I'm thinking about some of this pale vermilion. Pale vermilion and Dahlia Purple are so pretty together. One of my favorite color pairings. All right, then let's add some. This one seems like all my blender pencils are all short right now, and I kind of need a longer one. Bear with me. Okay, so that made a big difference in how that, it took away all the graininess. So maybe I should just stick with the colorless blender. Okay, I'll stick with the colorless blender. This is the Dioxazine Purple. And then my dark purple. Yeah, again, my coloring page has cut off some of the actual image because I printed it from edge to edge. Okay, Dahlia Purple. Dahlia Purple. And a little bit of pale vermilion. Okay, let's just keep on going. Okay, so I'm going to go straight to Dahlia Purple. It really doesn't matter. Use Dahlia, and you know, as long as you're using any combination of these, I think it will all be just fine. I'm going to use some white. The Dioxazine Purple. And Dahlia Purple. And Pale Vermillion. Just a little bit. I think more Dahlia Purple. Maybe some white. And Dioxazine Purple. If you're coloring on the original, and you didn't print yours edge to edge, you have a little bit more to color down here underneath. Okay, this is the edge. This is the inside. And we'll do some dark purple. And then I think white. This one. And some Dahlia Purple here. I think this is one of the reasons that I like using Prismacolors. Is that it really doesn't take that many layers of color to get to lay down and lay it down on the paper, especially when you're working in, you know, small little small areas. And you can just put down a little bit, you know, a couple layers of your color and then blend it, and the color just pops. Excuse me. And you don't have so many layers of pencil that you have to, you know, put down in order to get rich, nice rich color. This is Dahlia Purple. And then a little bit of Pale Vermillion. A little blend and done. Okay. Let's see. Let's do this one. And it's all pretty much the same on all the leaves. I'm kind of doing the same thing. So Dioxazine Purple down in the center. Dark purple. I'm going, you know, just very lightly. I'm not laying the color down heavily. Do a little bit of Dahlia Purple, and I think I'm going to put white on this one. That looks good. If I wanted to, I could come in with black in some of the, you know, really deepest bits. And I may do that. kind of like that. Yeah. Okay, so let's just do, I think I'm going to forego the Dioxazine Purple on this petal. We'll just go straight for Dahlia Purple. Yeah, better go all the way to the end here. Put my white down. And maybe I'll use dark purple. Well, I have ultramarine pulled out, but I haven't really used that one yet. I'm not sure why maybe I used it on this side. Dioxazine Purple. Dark purple. Let's put some white in here. That kind of gave a little bit brighter shine right there. Let's do Dahlia Purple again. There's a lot of times when I don't really know what I'm doing. I just kind of go with what I think is right. And if it doesn't work, like if you do that too, if it doesn't work, you just readjust and say, okay, well, I need to change something. That worked out pretty well. Let's do a little tiny glaze of this pale vermilion. Okay, I'm pretty happy with how this is coming out here. Just adding a little bit more white. This, I can't see it. On yours, it's the flipped up petal that's missing from mine because, I know, I blew it up too big. Oh well. Okay, let me put a little bit of white right here. And I'm gonna do the same thing on this one that I did on this one, kind of feathering the color into the center oddly enough, it did not cut off my sides. It only cut off my bottom. I don't know. Okay, let's do some Dahlia Purple. Okay, let's put some of this. I want to see what this ultramarine does. So, I think you can see by the way color's laying down that I'm not pressing hard at all. All right, let's do a little bit of dark purple. I want the colors to blend gently. Let's do a little of the pale vermilion. I'm such a dork. Okay, just a touch, just a little bit, and then some white. All right, let's see what this does. I just love how the color just, bam. I sometimes, you know, in the groups, in the Facebook groups and stuff, people are having conversations and somebody will comment about how the color, you know, colorless blenders just, you know, they don't like them because they dull down their color. And I'm such in shock when I read that, because it's like, how on earth can that be happening? Because my colors pop when I put the colorless blender on. So I cannot imagine how the colors could get dull. And I wish I could, you know, magically figure it out for them, but I can't. So anyway, I don't know how that can be possible. All right, are we going to get all of these done? I'm worried about an hour. We might get lucky and get all of these flowers done. Holy moly. Okay, this is a petal right here. So this is Dahlia Purple. But you can see there's no, it really doesn't matter what order you put these down in. Just pick a pencil and go for it. All right, let's just move this way. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some white in right in here. I'm going to put some ultramarine blue. Very lightly. do some dark purple. This is another petal right here. Can do Dahlia Purple with that one. And Dahlia Purple. Very lightly up here. A little pale vermilion. And some more white. Love it. Let's do some Dahlia Purple. And white. Okay, that's a leaf, so we'll leave that and we'll come over here. Although I'm debating, before I come over here, I think I want to take some dark purple and just pull that in a little bit. More into here. That's better. Okay. Dahlia Purple. Dahlia Purple. Okay, so this is one of those cases where I think having the colored version in the PDF might help you. The dark version is good for this kind of thing too, but in talking with my friend, she had mentioned that she wishes that when she buys a PDF from Etsy, that it came with the colored version so that it made it easier for her to see what colors go where. And you know, some people are confident with their color choices, and some people want some inspiration. I mean, that's kind of me. I like, that's one of the reasons I like doing realism, is because I like to have some inspiration for my colors. This is Dioxazine Purple. Anyway, she had mentioned that she wishes that you know, and we were talking about it, and I realized a lot of illustrators aren't necessarily colorists. So a lot of the illustrations that you buy, there is no colored version of the page. And then I thought to myself, well, I have colored versions of my pages, so why don't I just include it in the PDF? So anyway, that's where sometimes it's nice to have that, because it helps you define an area, because color, actually I should say grayscale, it's not always super clear where the different bits go. I'm trying to concentrate and talk at the same time, which is really a dangerous thing. Anyway, I'm hoping that that helps you guys. You should have the colored version of this in the PDF that you get if you're following along with me. So I don't know what that little circle is. That looks like just a watermark mistake from, maybe I accidentally splattered some water on this. So I'm going to try and just ignore that and work around it. Okay, hang on. Well, phooey, where'd it go? Oh, I kicked it all the way. Okay, might have to shut the camera off to go get that. Oh well, we'll just let it run. I'm heading under my table. Oh my goodness, that was okay. But I got it. That sometimes happens when I hold multiple pencils in my hand at one time. Okay, so do a little white here. This is, I don't know what I did here, but I'm gonna make that like a folded flower. And I know I got off track of what I was doing down here. I'm gonna come back up here with the dark purple. Dahlia Purple. And Dahlia Purple in here. Pale Vermillion. And in here. I don't know what it is about the combination of those two colors mixed together. They make such a beautiful color. I don't know why. I don't know enough about color theory to say why exactly that is, because while I really like purples and oranges together because they're complementary colors, I believe. Don't quote me on that. The pale vermilion and the Dahlia purple blended together make a beautiful color that just any old purple and orange together don't do. I can tell that I didn't spend 3 hours talking on the phone today because I feel like I'm being a chatterbox. All right, let's put just a little bit of white. Okay, let's come in here with some, I think I want dark purple in here. Dahlia Purple very lightly, because now I'm going to put white on top of that to make it kind of, you know, purpley pinky color. And just a little bit more in here. And blend. Okay. Dahlia Purple. Dahlia Purple. Okay, this is the edge of a petal. And this, not that it matters, because it really probably doesn't matter all that much, but colored the edge of the point of this petal. Okay. Sorry, back to let's do a little bit of I'm debating. Let's not. let's go with dark purple. Nope, sorry. Dark purple. They're really, you know, they look so much the same. All right, and then Dahlia Purple. And I think Dahlia Purple all out in here. And then some pale vermilion. And white. This actually, I think I want to blend. Dioxazine Purple. Dark purple. Put some white down. And let's do some pale vermilion on the tips. maybe some Dahlia Purple. So the, you know, the colored image that you're going to get in the, in all future PDFs, that's going to be the original piece, not the piece that I colored here on YouTube. So it may not be exact to what I do here on YouTube, but that's okay, I think. Because I'm pretty much going to be trying to replicate the original on YouTube here as well. So Dioxazine Purple. I am really tempted to let this video run just a hair longer and finish the page. Let's do some pale vermilion. Let's go ahead and put some dark purple on this one. And then blend with the white. Maybe just a little bit of white on the edge there. Let's blend with all right. I'm just going to put a little bit of this lime peel in here. I think that looks pretty good. I think we've got approximately 10 minutes before we're at an hour and a half. I'm gonna finish this page, I think. So I'm gonna put the leaf veins in. Okay, so for the leaves, I pulled out the same. I do tend to use the same colors for leaves a lot, but they're the colors that make me happy. So if you don't want to use these colors, by all means, I'm going to change this a little bit. You know, do something different. It's okay. All right, I think I'm going to start with Sap Green Light. Then this is kelp green, but I don't think I'm going to use kelp green. let's go with kelp green is a little bit too yellow. Let's go with it's olive green. Let's try that one. That's still almost a little bit too yellow. I kind of wanted to, yeah, nope, not doing that. That's okay. So because I was a dummy and didn't write down what colors I used for the leaves the first time I did this, I am going to use some Celadon Green. I might have used gray. You know, I'm kind of feeling like I might have used a gray on this. All right, let me think about gray or slate gray. Because again, I wanted these, I wanted the color scheme on this page to be very blue and purple and gray. So I'm actually good with that. So I think we're gonna do Sap Green Light and maybe some light umber if I can find it. I'm working on several projects at a time right now, so it might be in a different place. Nope, there it is. Okay, so I did not use this on the original page, but I am going to tell you right now that I like it. Good, 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 good. Let's put a little bit of white. All right, I like it. Sap Green Light. Do some slate gray. Which is really more of a blue, but that's okay. That's what we want. Let's do some Celadon Green. And light umber. I like that a lot. Okay, Sap Green Light. Slate Grey. Actually, I'm going to do Slate Grey down in here too. Do some Celadon Green. Light Umber. I want to do something to get some darkness though down in there, so I'm going to have to figure out what I want to do there. I'm not sure. I don't really want to use a dark green. That was Celadon. I don't really want to use a dark green. Although I might throw some lime peel on here. Not too much, just a touch. All right, so what color do I go with to darken the leaves down in here with, I don't want to make it too blue. This is where it gets complicated sometimes because some of these greens are just way too yellow. Well, all right, I'm going to try black. I'm going to do it very, very lightly. Okay, I like this. Let's just see what happens if I try and blend this with the stump. Interesting. It almost felt like it took it away. Just really softened everything. I like it. I like it. I like it. I'm happy with that. Okay, so one thing that you could do if you wanted to is, if I can find it, You could take a Posca pen and just make a few of these a little bit more, a little brighter. My pen is working okay, I guess. All right, so, you know, if you've covered over your anything of your whites, you can always throw those little stamens in there with the white. Okay, so I'm going to double check the time and see how much time we have. The background probably is only going to take about 15 or 20 minutes, so I'll make a decision as to whether I stop now and do the background later, or come back and work on it. So give me just a second and I will be right back. Okay, I've decided to go ahead and stop and do the video in a separate video. There are a few touch-ups that I want to do on her hair. And maybe a few touch-ups on the crow, or raven, sorry, the raven. And I want to take my time doing the background. I don't want to, you know, rush it, which I think I would do if I kept going. So we're going to stop there, and I will see you guys all for part 4 very soon. Until then, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Happy coloring. Bye.